They've got the control. The position is theirs. The game is theirs. The series is theirs. And top 6 is theirs.
Wow. Team Liquid was one of the all-star teams that we sort of expected to be maybe even a winner of this event, and now they're in lower brackets.
It felt very bad, like all this preparation we had prepared for TI, and suddenly we're in the losers bracket. Like, how did this happen? We topped our group, like, what the shit? Kuroky was giving us these motivational speeches like, boys, I've been to 7 TIs, doesn't matter, just don't care, just play your game. But I've heard the angry Kuro before. Yeah, it was a lot more harsh when we started 2 years back. But he's mellowed down, and like this TI, it was nothing for me.
I think after losing to IG in that fashion, it did take a toll on our confidence levels. We started doubting a bit on a few heroes that maybe we shouldn't play, even though we've had success with them all year. I think the TI pressure was real because we're confident enough to know that we can beat any team if we just play our strats, but we didn't play our strats. If we play reactively, we're basically saying the work we put in all year, we're throwing it out the window. That is one thing that we try to be much more conscious of going into the series against Secret.
Team Liquid versus Team Secret.
I think one of the key things for teams is how they respond when they get dropped to the loser bracket. Usually what happens is if a team's in the upper bracket and there's a lot of pressure on them and they lose and they drop to the lower bracket, that first series in the lower bracket more often than not eliminates them.
Miracle is hammering this Roche down quickly. MP moves in, he wants to force out the BKB. Puppy, oh, he's going for the steal. Who's going to get the Aegis? But Miracle snatches the Aegis away. Puppy's down. Secret are in shambles now. Tier 4 is the drop. Still they fight on. 4v5. Last press for Secret as they charge in. They want that troll. They bash him back. It's over for Secret. GG.
We just beat Team Secret in the lower bracket. I think we adapted during the series quite well against them and eventually overcome them. Now we have to work very hard for our next opponent. There's no time to relax or anything.
We're planning on practicing harder, preparing for our next matchup, which is gonna be the Team Empire, and we're just gonna go from there.
At TI, you either play good or you play bad. It doesn't really matter. In the end, like the better team wins.
Team Liquid versus Team Empire.
Empire losing all 4 other than Rezo. Liquid pushing down the bottom lane. Mega creeps are out now in favor of Liquid. Empire, what can they do to stop this now? Up against the Megas. Jump forward from Miracle, looking for Maposhka. He gets the glimpse back, but he's already gone. Maposhka down for 40. Resolution moving in, but GG. Good luck next is called by Empire.
We've talked to some teams before in previous TIs where they've been forced into the lower bracket, and obviously that's difficult, but some have told me that in a way it helps give you more momentum. Do you feel that's the case as you prepare to face VP?
The winner bracket or loser bracket, the pressure's on you because you're one loss away from just getting eliminated from the tournament, so the pressure's always there. Winner brackets might be treated a bit more comfortably because you know you have one more chance, but I think at the end of the day the pressure is on both teams.
It is an elimination game, so it is somewhere in the background of your head, you know, like, okay, we are one loss away from getting knocked out of the tournament. The farther you get in the tournament, the more emotional it gets for you because like you're getting forced. So I can imagine our guys like freaking out and being happy because it is of the elimination game and we're still in the tournament.
Virtus Pro versus Team Liquid.
This could be the huge moment. If Bloodseeker died right now, it could be over. 4 heroes lost from Virtus Pro. They thought they had it, and yeah,
I mean, what the hell happened, man?
At that point, you're really mentally defeated, and I think the same case will happen to VP. I don't think they're gonna win this game.
They've beaten Secret, they've beaten Empire. You think Russians are gonna stand in our way?
Team Liquid from all sides be standing upon Virtus Pro. The tier 3 tower in the mid will now fall. Where is the defense? You don't have Chrono, RP, Sonic Wave. AA will be back up in a second, but GG, well played. VP realize the truth. The truth is Team Liquid will eliminate them from the International and advance forward.
I am a fan of Liquid because I love MATUMBAMAN, and I love Liquid because German Dota players are the best Dota players. Kuroky said so.
You know, they try to make Western esports legit. They're amazing players, every single one of them. They got that hint of wild card along with some stability. I like them because they beat teams that I don't like, so they're pretty good.
We have an approach of trying to trust each other and believe in each other, and especially like believing in the decision making of Kuro and his drafting abilities. And this team is pretty much built on faith and trust. So if we happen to win, it is pretty much because we trusted each other and we believed in each other.
If there's one thing I think every pro player always needs to remind himself of is staying humble. Sometimes you need to compromise your ego. You need to listen to your teammate. Maybe you don't agree with him. Disagreements are very normal between 5 players. It's a 5-people relationship. You gotta compromise. You're very happy when all the hard work you put into the game pays off.
Team Liquid versus LGD.
Can they bring this Venom down quickly? Silence as well. TI7 not enough. He gets pushed away. Back it up to Cindy on the high ground. Now LGD needs to retreat. Dunking in. Miracle. Give him another. He wants more. 1, maybe 2. With the hits just keep on coming. LGD 4 down. Look at the damage. He found a pop and go. He's got the defusal plan. Surging forward. GH is there with the totem. Crushing 1. Looking for more. Echo committed. He's got 2. 4 have fallen. LGD on the ropes now. And Liquid surge in. They want this tower. GG! Liquid has done it! 2-0 over the Titans.
They look like a much better team than LGD.
Yeah, like they even looked like a better team than themselves from the previous days.
I think last year was not an issue of skill, but it was an issue of mentality. This year, the team is even better, if that can even be believed. Because last year, we won everything, pretty much the entirety of the time I was there. And what really failed us in the end was the fact that we just didn't gel where it mattered. Everyone was nervous, everyone was uncomfortable. You could see that in the way they played, you could see that in the way they drafted. And if you're not comfortable at TI, or your mentality or your concentration slips for even a second, you're out. So for Liquid to avoid that, I think they need to go in, be really calm. As weird as it sounds, just kind of be okay with losing a game, saying to yourselves, we can pull ourselves back together. Let's keep focused, keep a good mentality. Let's do what we've been doing all year. Don't try to change anything too much.
You know, I think like the thing about this year's team is that they actually have quite a bit of firepower. Like the previous squads, not that they weren't good, but they didn't have like the peak level that you could get to with players like GH and Miracle. Last year was a lot of pressure. Not that there wasn't a lot of pressure this year, but bouncing back from that loss to IG was like critical. And when that happens, then anything can happen. They can go all the way. LGDFY and Newbie are the two kind of like stronger teams, but Dota's Dota, like it just doesn't matter day to day, stuff can happen.
Why do you think that this time is different? What makes this team so special and so successful at this particular TI compared to your experiences last year, for example?
Like at the beginning when we lost against IG, we were like very stressed about it. I think like it was flashbacks from the last year, but then we had some talks and we were like, just play, don't care about it because it's TI. We take it just like any other tournament, so I guess that helps us. Like I go into the game, I don't feel stressed or I actually don't feel anything, so that's good for me, I guess. I hope my teammates feel the same.
Team Liquid have won 4 best-of-3s in a row to stay alive to the final day of TI7.
I think they're one of the few teams that we can say have draft wins here in the tournament. It's very difficult for people to outdraft Kuro.
as we've seen the drafts have gotten better and better out of Team Liquid, and is increasingly seeming like their real linchpin for success in these events.
Some people come here prepared, some don't. Some have the pressure get into their heads and they lose early. I feel like some teams can reach high places just because they're confident, even if they're not the better teams. But overall, I think it's all about team play, strategy, and confidence.
It really seems like just across the board on Liquid, they are on fire.
LFY versus Team Liquid.
Look for the big team fight. Who's starting the party? Afu with the fissure. He gets 2, and now all hell breaks loose. Out comes the exorcism. DDC on the run. Mind control gets the megas. Liquid are close.
Going for the tier 4 mind control, popping that BKB. He's down to half. Can they actually kill him?
But
no,
still
he's gonna be fine.
He's still fighting this. Miracle is fighting this.
GG!
What's going through your mind right now as you realize that you're now going to see the grand finals?
I want to win. I've waited for this day 4 years.
This is also Kuroky's 3rd TI Grand Final. He's never won, so this is a huge opportunity for him to really prove himself. I think he's ready.
Only one best of 5 remain. Only 2 teams remain. Newbie and Team Liquid. An absolute stunning series of matches have led us to this moment in time.
My goal didn't really change, just a different team. I'm hoping to win TI, obviously, like anyone, and I have a really good feeling about it.
So what's very important is that the players, they enable each other and empower each other, because Dota is in its core a team game, no matter what. Individual skill is extremely important, mechanical skill is important, but even more so important is the team. No players win tournaments, it's always a team.
Team Liquid played a lot of games to get here, but now they are here in the Grand Finals right now. The Grand Finals of the International 7 begins with Newbie versus Team Liquid.
The Glimmer Cape of Kuro really causing problems for Newbie to commit in these protection items. But MATUMBAMAN, oh no, the Lincoln Sphere! He had it up, KP blinking, he was looking for the lasso, but the lasso is the thing to trigger the Lincoln Sphere, and now it's 4 heroes down. I don't know if Newbie can really repel this. And GG.
They don't.
They know it's over. And this will be a huge kill if they can claim it. Andy Major's falling. Andy Major's down for 2 minutes. They've lost the numbers. There isn't enough defense here from Newbie without the Enderman, without that big core. They just don't have the damage. And GG, 34 minutes. Team Liquid ripping apart Newbie at the seams in game 2. Miracle, the Agency model will pop face, able to shackle him forever, holding him, up they come once more, no Hex, no Instant Unavailable, Omni Slash on top of Boogie, the Shrines are doing enough, but it is all a Miracle show! Double kill for him, defuse the weight, MCCC, while Centaur controlling the backlines, the Exorcism, it needs to do some damage, but right now Newbie dropping like flies, and GG, it's done! Champions of the International 2017 is Team Liquid.
Liquid have done it! Your 2017 International Champions are Team Liquid! Kuroky! Kuroky!
Well, I learned a lot in the last 2 years as a captain. I learned a lot about how to build a team and how to get the chemistry right between players. I don't think we take winning for granted by any means, so maybe we don't show a lot of joy sometimes, but deep down inside, you're very happy when all the hard work you put into the game, when it pays off and you can reap the fruits.
I think it means the world to him to win this tournament.
he's much more happy now because he finally made it.
It's just the series just ended. I had played 6 official games. They're pretty like mentally and physically exhausting. You're very tired at the moment, and you did your celebrations already, and just you're like expecting like, yeah, now I can just chill, and then Casey comes next to you, you're like, oh, we're live by the way. There's just like 300,000 people watching you. What do you want to tell them?
I'm so focused in Dota that I don't know what to say. I just focus on the games, and now it feels kind of empty inside actually, because like the games ended and like I have no purpose anymore.
Honestly, I think I enjoyed the road to winning more than the actual winning. The countless hours with playing and practicing with my team and playing tournament games with them, because like the joy of winning and like the playing that you share with your teammates is very nice. Money doesn't give that kind of pleasure.
It feels pretty good, have to admit. I started Team Liquid 17 years ago, and it wasn't at all with the goal of being a professional esports owner. And you know, the expectation to reach this level just wasn't there for a long time. And seeing it all come together by winning TI, which is the biggest moment in Team Liquid history, that was a very special week for me.
I think now I understand more about like life in general. I think you should actually never pursue something blindly if you don't actually enjoy like the process of getting there. Looking back now I don't wanna pursue any dream like even winning second TI with the cost of I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy like the work I did for it. I don't think it would be worth it for me.
If you think about life the way that you always deserve what comes for you. You always deserve it in a way or another. That's why I think life, and it's easier to process. You don't have that many regrets.